Pleasant morning. I hope it stays pleasant even after I finish my speech. My name is Bhargav Narasimhan and I'm basically from Chennai. Everyone has hobbies, right? So my hobby has been solving this. This is popularly called the Rubik's Cube, as you all know. And it was invented in the year 1974 by a Hungarian sculptor and an architect named Erno Rubik. He basically came up with this as a part of his project. And when he was trying to explain it to students as how all these individual pieces could move without the entire mechanism falling apart, he accidentally scrambled it. And when he was trying to bring it back to the solid state, he was not able to do that. And that was when he realized he had come up with a very good puzzle. This puzzle was mass-produced and sold to the whole world in the year 1978. And since then, it's been the best ever selling toy. I began cubing in the year 2010 after my 12th exams. And I had been to Bangalore that time. And my cousin was generous enough to teach me. I was pretty slow at picking it. And then it took me the whole day to just analyze what all I have done. And I finally achieved it. Ever since then, it took me 4.5 years of cubing to achieve what I have all achieved. Before I get on to a few specifications about the Rubik's Cube, I shall just demonstrate a solve. What we basically do is that we just break it down into 4 steps. Whatever scrambled cube we are given, we just break it down into 4 steps. The first step would be to lay a foundation, something like a cross. So this is the foundation that we basically lay. And after this, we try to finish the first two layers, by just adding pieces to the foundations. 2 layers are done. Now, the third step would be to solve the top layer. Top layer done. Now, we just have to permute the pieces that are left. This all is done. Many of us would have heard a lot of people telling us that they just randomly twisted it and then it got solved. But then how hard is it to actually solve the cube that way? So we shall look at the level of difficulty that a Rubik's Cube gives you based on the number of permutations it gives you. So there are in total 43 quintillion permutations in a Rubik's Cube, which is approximately 4.3 into 10 to the power 19 permutations. So 4.3 into 10 to the power 19 is a very big number. But then if we'll have to explain it with an example, say you sketch each position of a Rubik's Cube on a piece of paper and you keep stacking one over the other. So by the time you finish 43 quintillion or 4.3 into 10 to the power 19 papers stacked up, you could have gone to Pluto and come back to Earth 728 times. Or in case you have 43 quintillion Rubik's Cubes with you right now, you could just go around the Earth 275 times. So 43 quintillion is such a big number. And among all these permutations, there will be just one permutation which will give you a solved cube. So next time you hear someone telling you that they randomly solved it, just hit them with the facts. There is a governing body named World Cube Association, or simply WCA, which takes care of organizing international competitions worldwide. So I basically did all these records in these official competitions, and hence the records are saved. There are in total 18 events that these competitions conduct. And these include all these events. First of all, the cubic events, which are like 2x2 Rubik's Cube. This just has 2 and 2 here. This is the 3x3 Rubik's Cube, the one that I just demonstrated. This is the 4x4 Rubik's Cube, the 5x5 Rubik's Cube. And you have different shaped puzzles. This is in the shape of a pyramid, and it is called a pyraminx. And this is called the megaminx, and it is in the shape of a dodecahedron. It has 12 sides and 11 colors on each side. I shall just demonstrate a few events that we basically do in competitions right now. First of all, I'll start with my favorite event, which is one-handed solving. Thank you. So basically the concept is almost the same, but to add in more complexity, there is another event which is popularly called the blindfolded solving. You'll be given a scrambled cube. You'll have to memorize the whole cube, the whole bunch of colors, and then you'll have to close your eyes and then solve it. So I shall just demonstrate that now. Can I just have someone over to the stage to scramble a cube for me, please? Thank you. So what we basically do to memorize the whole cube is that we convert all these meaningless colors into meaningful images. This can be applied anywhere. Say you have a very boring paragraph to read. All that you'll have to do is just a small set of things that you'll have to that you can do to memorize the whole paragraph within a few seconds. So you have a very boring paragraph. The first thing that you'll have to do is pick out the keywords. So at max, you'll have around 7 to 8 keywords in the whole paragraph. So once you're done picking them up, try to list them down and pick the first letter of all these keywords. So you break down a paragraph into 8 keywords, and further, you just try to convert these into letters. So 8 keywords, you'll have 8 letters. Now try to pair them up. So you have converted 8 letters into 4 pairs of letters. Say, for example, the 4 pairs of letters that you just got are something like DR, HL, PM, and VO. So DR is one pair, HL is another pair, PM and VO. Now we can all just combine all these images and put them in a single scene. And if you're going to focus on this scene for a particular period of time, say 10 to 15 seconds, you'll be able to remember the whole paragraph for a very long time. So DR could be an image of a doctor. Just imagine a doctor's face somewhere. You could have met him somewhere. You can just imagine the image of a particular doctor. HL could be an image of a hall. This hall or whatever hall you can just remember. And PM could be an image of a postman that you know personally. And finally, VO could be an image of a volcano. So link all these images and try to put them in a single scene. A doctor running towards a hall, meeting a postman, and running towards a volcano. If you're going to link all these images and then imagine this particular scene, the doctor running towards a hall, meeting a postman and running towards a volcano, if you're just going to picturize it for 10 to 15 seconds, you'll be able to remember this whole set of paragraph for a very long time. This is how you convert the meaningless paragraph into a single scene. So whenever someone asks you about the paragraph, you can just break the whole image down into keywords and further down in the paragraph. This is how basically everything in life works. So in case your goal is very big to achieve, too big for you to even comprehend, what you can do is just break it down into smaller goals. So if you're going to break it down into smaller goals and focus at one part at a time, specifically, you can, once you're done with all these smaller goals, you're also done with the bigger image and also the big picture. So if your goal is going to be too hard, just stay focused. You might fail a little bit of times, but it doesn't matter. So particularly, you have two options basically. When you are reaching this particular goal, you have two options. The first thing, you achieve smaller goals, people appreciate it, you feel happy, and you settle down for that. So this is a smaller goal. You have almost reached success, but it is not finished yet. The second thing would be to just stay focused, learn from all your failures, and finish your goals in style. Thank you.